only 3 teams in the 21st century have gone through an entire league campaign unbeaten. Arsenal in 03-04, Juventus in 2011-12 and Bayer Leverkusen in 23-24. Now, the impostor here is blatantly obvious. Not only do Leverkusen lack the legacy and the deep pockets of the two other clubs, the Bundesliga was actually the first league title in the entire history of the club. Even more astonishingly, it broke an 11-year Bayern winning streak. It is no surprise then that Xabi was touted to be a nail-in for the Mt Rushmore of managers in this present generation. But he has since lasted only 8 months at Real Madrid, and this Chelsea move could prove to be a premature career death knell like many in the past. However, if you really think about it, a perfect storm seems to be bubbling at the club, and who knows, this could be the birth of a new dynasty.
Xabi Alonso. Hello, and it's Xabi Alonso.
To begin with, there is no denying that this is an odd decision for both parties to make. For Chelsea, Xabi's unceremonious exit at Madrid did little to dampen the pursuit of the Spaniard legend, and neither did the fact that the last time they bagged a midfield legend to lead the club, things went disastrously wrong. Meanwhile, for Xabi, stability has been synonymous with his career. He spent 5 years each at Sociedad, Liverpool and Madrid before retiring with a 3-year stint at Bayern Munich. As manager too, he stuck out for 3 whole years with Leverkusen, refusing to leave even after his historic season, despite the likes of Liverpool and Bayern believed to be hotly in pursuit. Now, one would imagine his latest experience in Madrid would discourage him from joining a club notorious for a revolving door policy. I mean, let's not forget, Chelsea have burned through 6 full-time managers in the last 4 years alone. In fact, Xabi's predecessor Liam Rosenio lasted a grand total of 104 days, and during it ensured the club will have no European football to look forward to next season. Yet, if you start to connect the dots, the move actually seems to make more sense than you would like to believe at first. For starters, Chelsea owners Todd Bowley and Mark Walter have shown a pedigree for reviving sporting franchises and building a winning culture. They helped the Dodgers end the 32-year drought by winning the World Series in 2020, and then recently they went back-to-back in 24 and 25. Similarly, they helped acquire the Cristiano Ronaldo of basketball.
This guy's like the phenom guy, right? He's like the LeBron James of soccer.
Definitely.
Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers, and a slew of front office recruitments means the club is again on the rise. Even though the same stability has not yet translated at Chelsea, the club has won 2 trophies and reached 2 finals in their 4 years alone. You may have forgotten, but less than a year ago, the club absolutely decimated reigning European champions PSG 3-0 to lift the Club World Cup. The Xabi move is clearly the owners' way of heralding a new era at the club and living up to their recent promise to the fans of looking for a long-term hire. In fact, they have cemented their trust in Xabi to truly take the team forward by awarding him the title of manager instead of just head coach, something they have not done for the last 6 full-time appointments. Now, the faith in Xabi is not really surprising, given his tenure at Real Madrid ended with the Los Blancos leading Barca by 7 points at the top of La Liga and sitting second in the Champions League table. It was not results, but clashes of ego that led to Xabi's downfall there. Madrid boasted a superstar-laden dressing room filled with multiple-time Champions League winners, a problem he is not expected to encounter at the current Chelsea for better or for worse. In fact, the Blues' squad is a nice reflection of his contingent at Leverkusen, a mix of young and experienced players with low profiles and high ceilings that on their day can go toe-to-toe with the best players in the world. Lastly, Xabi's appointment also means that the club continues to build on the foundations laid by Enzo Maresca. Both these men belong to the Pep school of possession football, which means Xabi at least won't have to start from scratch. So what can Chelsea expect in the Xabi era? Well, as far as football is concerned, they can be guaranteed a high-intensity brand of football with fullbacks bouncing down the lines and fierce counter-presses and fluidity in the front lines. I mean, the Spaniard has shown a heavy bias for playing 3 at the back, where his fullbacks do the heavy lifting. Now, all that could mean a much-needed revival for Chelsea's top talents that seem to have faded away a little of late. I mean, Reece James if fit, and that is always a big if with him.
Chris, why are you laughing for? Why are you laughing for? I'm being serious. I'm being serious. No, you see, I'm talking facts here. I don't do if, buts and maybes. I do absolutes.
could end up as one of the vital cogs for Xabi, a la a Frimpong or a Grimaldo at Leverkusen. In fact, Xabi could just be the man required to unlock the full potential of both Moises Caicedo and Cole Palmer. While Caicedo is a perfect fit for the 3-box-3 system that Xabi seems to prefer, Palmer could create havoc in the Wirtz role, which saw the midfielder sweep all Bundesliga individual honors during his time at Xabi at Leverkusen. Similarly, Joao Pedro is the ideal prototype of a Xavi-type striker that can drop between the lines and also is equally adept at finishing off chances inside the box. More importantly, Xabi has shown a willingness to adapt, unlike many recent Premier League managers, and you know exactly who I am talking about. During his time at Madrid, Xabi mostly employed a back four and was not afraid to change formation each game to counter the opposition at hand on that day. Let's not forget, through his illustrious playing career, Xabi was coached by the pragmatic Rafa Benitez, counter-attacking Jose Mourinho, free-wheeling Carlo Ancelotti, and of course, the Juego de Posesión guru, Pep. Similarly, he was part of two of the greatest European comebacks the sport has ever seen. The Miracle of Istanbul in 2005 and of course, the 92-48 of Sergio Ramos in 2013-14. That same spirit shone bright at Leverkusen, where the club simply made a habit of finding late winners somehow. Chelsea, could do with some of that mentality shift, given they have lost their last 7 domestic finals. No European football next year could just be the blessing in disguise that Xabi needed. A light schedule only means lower expectations and more time to embed his ideas within the club and its players. Xabi, at Leverkusen, scripted one of modern football's greatest stories, and it is fair to say that his task at Chelsea sounds relatively simpler, even if in theory, and there is no reason to believe he cannot conjure another perfect storm at the club. Now, whether expectations will live up to reality, only time will tell, won't it?